Probably I'm not going there. Yeah, whatever. Probably I'm not. Can't even remember. So. I'm from Albania, so I came here in New York 6 years ago. Um, my background is I finished university back home. I graduated in social work. How all this desire to help people, to serve people. When I was in high school, I had engaged in the church that we had there, and I did women's ministry for 2 years. It was an unbelievable experience for me, and it just grew me up as a person and as a heart to serve people and like to love people, know that where they come from and what they do in their life. Surely, you put a smile on my face. I don't know why. I just really like the way you and the energy very. I just started at the political world. I'm a intern in public relations. That's something new for me. So absolutely, I'm willing to start learning and just learning. Because I think back home we have an expression of the dying learning. So I think it's a beautiful thing when we start serving people, but I always have a motto like you have to start from yourself. And you have to treat yourself nice, and you have to be respectful to your inner soul, to your inner character. And then you can do that to you can spread that to the other people that you have around you. And that's something that I really saw at Unicorn World that Dr. Annie, I see her so connecting and so helpful towards not only us around here, but I saw last time I was here for the workshop, and I was really amazed by the humanitarian outreach teams that were all over the world. And last time was in and it was very touching. And yeah, that's what I inspire to help people as much as I can, and I think it's a good opportunity. But a great work. I also about American tourism. Italian is my best. I speak a little bit of Spanish, picking up with the language. I love languages because I think it's a good way to connect with people. Yes, sure. Well, welcome everybody. We start with some kind of either the quotation or something that I had a going on the autumn. My kids were struggling with their lots of disease, so I told myself saying goodbye to the autumn. I'll leave it home. The autumn leaves. The autumn leaves are around me. That's my best especially. You have also that large fallen all around you. Of course, autumn. And we also have several handouts that we're not doing them for printing them, but they are on the website, and I'm going to pass it around so you can check it out. If you have a copy of that, recommended copy. And we have also some of these that no, we have a book on forgiveness, but it needs to be spread disseminated. So if you can take one slide of this, but not for you, but if you can take it for public library, and for the book, to the border of the public library. Or if you have any other like the online, you can take it to the online, but we don't have the library, not we also have what is called emerald green stacks for a healthier environment on the website, and it has some links for you for different things to save water, power, dryer, and composting. And we also have a question for the wisdom. So I'll pass it around to you and the titles. You can search them on our website. And then there's the handout on new things to love and forgive. And mindful living, where we have 20 items such as drinking water and vegetables, or food, or vegetables, or like the contact of food, how often to use exercise, silence, or and so on. And once you finish this program, you will be reading the title of the School Ambassador, like the market calendar, if you're planning to graduate, you like to want someone, you decide to do what you do, basically you have to change it. The first, second, and third, and number one, and and then graduate. And after you come with the certificate, then you present on what you need to do, and okay. So he would present the pioneers how taking the journey and taking the classes or taking and have pictures and how you have to mind the course. So he does the art and the art that oh, wonderful. Okay. And well, I can also email you the pieces of example reviews, books, more, have our program, kind of mind body using the console. And also we have 2 volumes, just like the forgiveness book. I will ask that one flyer and we go for the forgiveness book. That's that's 2 volumes because 1 volume addresses natural disasters and other volumes that they do. So, would you like to go now, or after we'll take a break? Oh, I got it. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you can stand up maybe over there, so this way the people who are going. Okay, 5 minutes, right? I don't have to continue to be here to know what this means. I have to be there. You know what? When the, I know that people here are not like everybody, and maybe nobody's like people. But there's a sense in our society that we have to fill some kind of mold, and I've never been there. And I saw acid art. Just to give you an idea, I saw acid art when I was 13, and I guess I'm going to stop that. So as soon as I get out, I do that. So consciousness has always been really a major pressure, and we realize how Star Trek affected people, wondering how to disseminate your molecules, and it's deeply affected who I am spiritually, everything about that. So, okay, so I already shared that I dropped out when I was 16 and moved out, and then the rest of my journey was completely self-directed, and I wanted to be a midwife, which very much feels like it's quite important. And then ended up going to nursing school and becoming a homeopath and really learning about energy and what's possible with disturbances of energy and how we can create energy. And so I followed in that journey all this time now, expanding and expanding and expanding it. And I became certified in imagery. And in that process, we do a piece of work called perfect imagery work. And we have to allow an image to form in my image, having gone through what I went through. Prior to that, my image was so preset, you can't get any more. And it was Moses, having been in the desert for a really, really long time. And I could feel his will, I could feel his life. And he touched me and he said, you haven't been suffering. I just lost my daughter. And my mother had been emotional as well, so it was, had been in the home. So it was a very difficult childhood, and up until I was about 40, I really felt I was sick. And what happened from that, I felt myself piece of pottery in a kiln, and the message was, we're being selfish for yourself. And then the message was, you're going to connect people to their heart. And from that, and I was like, how am I going to do that? And then I, through no accident, became involved with emotional healing techniques, because I became a master of quickly if I took it, I felt like that was and I've been doing that ever since. And the experience that I've had is with each human being that I've helped, I'm literally helping the planet. It's a total solution. And when I say, that there is nothing but that, with every human being here, every person I feel that. There is no such. That is the ultimate solution. But I always fit the credential because I was an artist. I was a dancer, I was a musician. I thought outside the box, and then I found that I was intuitive, and I didn't think the way other people did. I thought in patterns, and I thought in municipality. Doesn't mean I can't come down, but I didn't know what to do, and I saw sex trafficking, and I saw all these things that I wanted to feel, and there was no vehicle for me. And then these things were happening in the DFT community, and I hadn't gotten the certifications, and I didn't think that I was going to find people that would understand me. How was I going to pass the classes? And I had done everything on my own, and I thought, okay. And then I met on LinkedIn. And I came in to talk about EFT and to help people understand what that might be, because the possibilities were clear and issues. And I sat here and I watched a woman in a burqa doing energy work on a woman in a burqa. And I can't tell you what that is. I sat right there. I'm an energy worker. But anyway, thing is that I saw that, and it astounded me. And I sat here and I listened, and I was part of the group, and I felt for the first time in my life that I found a place where I could be a contribution without hitting those blocks, and I love to connect to you ladies too. I want to be it's painful for me. It's painful to know that I have these gifts and these talents. They weren't given to me. They are me. Just like everything is you. It's, to me, useless to have humility about something that I didn't even ask for. But my charge is to use it. And when we don't live from our gifts, it's tremendously painful. And so I found a vehicle where I can go to other people and help them heal with what I do, to be a part of the heart that we all have.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, that's a wonderful self-expression and journey. There are obstacles in life that also history of time that is the most So some of you are new, coming to the world is almost like a parent, like the last name and the top is the first name. And we also collaborate with many other organizations, one in the UN, Department of Public Service, and like-minded other organizations. And the main purpose of Feed the World is to care, nurture, and conscientious people that are mindful and their union with material needs and also more how to bring that and how to spend outside of humanitarian focus. And we are the United Nations affiliated and therefore have several programs at the UN. I think flyers for there are some more flyers there. The colorful flyers, we want to take one. And those flyers, you can post them because I will send you an email for you to have information. But you have them post them where you think that other people that's our next event that will be about camping yourself. So we will have different dealers, different things, and you will come and experience got the Math, Trauma, and Emotional Healing book. The first volume focuses on natural disasters. We have here chapters from tsunami to floods in Canada, Sri Lanka, and all over the world, and here in the US as well. We also have healing stones. These are the precious stones that we have collected from different countries that we travel to, and then our instruments decorate them with some meaningful statements or words to nurture such things as peace, meaning, gratitude, compassion. And at the UN, we also need many dignitaries and ambassadors. In this meeting, we will met with the ambassador of Iraq to the UN. This is our research policy values and global concerns committee. And if you were at the UN in October, when we had a week of the spirituality, October 21st, 24th, we had two events there focusing on sustainable peace through forgiveness. And we also met the princess from Iraq and the U.S. ambassador from Kazakhstan. So when you come on Saturday the 14th, we will have each room with different speakers, and we'll go around and experience and modalities. There will be different kinds of modalities like angel reading, healing reading, and homeopathy, coaching, and so on. Yes. Well, I guess next time we're gonna have a microphone or something because this is as much as I can speak. So and also most of the information is on the PowerPoint. Can you see the PowerPoint? So the objectives for today is to understand principles of leadership, review importance of service, activism, learn to integrate mind, body, spirit, echo, environment, and connection, learn to cultivate leadership, starting with ourselves, especially healers who need to pay special attention and more attention because we energetically experience we will be focusing a lot on forgiveness in terms of different religions and forgiveness, how to practice forgiveness, how to set light about myths about forgiveness, and so on. So in phase one, we studied the impact of disaster on survivors and community development, empowering the self, and looking at the application process. In stage two, we studied dialogue, how to cultivate emotional intelligence, anger management, assertiveness, listening skills, and of course our model. The outcomes from everywhere we have been before with clinical vignette or the cases or expressions that people experience less people, less pain and shorter conflict. They have strategies to use, and they translate judgment into peaceful dialogue, and they contribute to harmony and understanding among people and between groups, and so on. I'm going to skip some slides because of time, but I'd like to focus on fear and how to be mindful of how much that is controlling or could control us, although it's a natural feeling, and in some situations can be also protected, but it is also a lot for us. lot our smooth journey. Nahan, I love this quotation. Seeing that we are the sun, we give up the candle's habit of peering within. So each one of you are the sun. So setting that past here, because maybe in the past you were a candle, but now you're no longer a candle. So try to embrace that growth in you. So what happens with trauma is that we have impaired environment, and in trauma, in psychology specifically, talk about holding the environment. That means what happens after the trauma. Are you left in a war zone continuing with trauma, like in Syria, or are you like maybe 9/11, impacted quickly, cleansed and cleaned up, and there's no further trauma, and you can start the healing process. So those are important distinguishing factors, because if someone is in continued trauma, they cannot work on their trauma because they need the full context to that. So there is a strategy to deal with that, although it's of course um, is limited. So extreme violence, family loss, loss of home, betrayal, exposure to racism, discrimination, environmental inconsistency, extreme names that we're experiencing here in this part of geographic area that we need to explore. Um, and when we talk about trauma, even with your questionnaire, people say, well, I don't have trauma. But, everyday stressors, such as I have to wait an hour on to get on WP because they closed over, and that's one way to get in. So that was pretty challenging. And that distracts me a little bit, especially because I had to be there early to organize and so on. So, and such things as, the reason that have to work or with your spouse or family members, all those things that, not just talking about situation, genocide or with trauma, everyday trauma also is good for us to be mindful so we can process it before it piles up to be something that are unable to do it. Many of these traumas, large scale traumas, are especially difficult for children because it's now become a field for the traffickers to come through, for abusers, and so on. So the role of the UN is very, very important, where they actually start right away counting and giving them numbers and making sure that somebody understands careful before they present more. So we want to talk about five shadows that we need to be mindful of, and five areas that we are church. So we'll stress with start with poverty, stressing that it is something not just really more in Africa, that it is also here. Some circles around Colombia, when I start walking around the border and go away from Colombia, a couple of blocks away, you will see that it changes on a seven, the circles and other status and enrollment of those people to what they've done. You can't even find them in an hour example of something else because self-food and using that stuff that like the so there is something with the problem here as well, and of course around the world population is now the research is what they did, it brought thousands more people. There are some completely peaceful islands. Not that they didn't have room, they had a lot of it, but just the fact that you bring in large number of people who already consider global and then they challenge all their normal basic style. Now, that's in the question how the world is doing that. People are different, are going to do and not only their stuff, but whatever their work, local people are going to start on a few years ago, months ago. And we found that there's a lot of horizontal violence together because the residents are already struggling. They have limited. So now we have 20,000 new people there who are struggling for the same. And there's a lot of have to well, there's a lot of still is attitude about Mexicans or Latinos or African Americans or other people from for example, because the ones that are here, what about us? We need a job. We're coming now from outside to take our job. There's a lot of competition for the group, the comers, and then the ones who are like it. So look at in comparison, like how much we spend in America and compared to other countries. We spend 15% of the dollar on food. In China, they spend 30% of their income on food, and in India, 40%. And in a lot of African countries, it's 80 to 90% goes to food. It basically goes from head to mouth, and that's it. And when you go to the home, maybe you go see a film or some pictures, you will see if their home does not have any kind of like grains or potatoes or anything to cook. It's just empty 3-4 pots and some water containers for people that water. There's nothing there. And they may eat once if they're lucky and that's good. 1 billion people live on or less per day around the world. So that's a huge problem because we have seen that when we travel to these people Africa, the dire consequences of poverty. The second huge area of the shadow is of environmental capacity. The fever that the Mother Nature is feverish for a long time. I mean, if we had that fever, it would be dead by now. And Mother Nature's been suffering at least 4 the degrees higher than usual, and that's causing a lot of ice to melt and a lot of rivers and floods. India, Vietnam, and everywhere the reaction is very, very immense. It's very interesting that it wasn't just last week, that was a couple of years ago, but a Chinese businessman was sentenced 10 years to jail because he was going to put a mall and clear the forest. And we don't hold businessmen here, they're strict to that environmental guidelines. But we do the individuals because I have a client that his brother was charged $500 for he cut a tree that was coming on the driveway very close to the window where they were scared it was going to fall on the house. They cut the tree without having the permit, but they didn't know they have to have And they got fined $500, and then they have now to plan. I think they 10 or 20 they have to plan. If they can't plan them, then they have to give that money to the environmental company to follow them. But this is something that we do for individuals, but companies, big companies, they just clear out the whole area without even asking. So the global fever is affecting the greatest over North America and Eurasia, and approximately 50 million acres of arable land disappeared due to growth of cities, urban sprawl, and economic development. And over 75% suffer from severe PTSD because of natural calamities that are above and beyond the norm and we used to be like from the beginning of our lifetime. But we didn't have such heavy population on most dangerous areas, populated areas. I know the rich would like to have nice water views and they have their homes too, but it's almost 90% what we have seen, even in um, Miami when the Hurricane Andrew hit, or in New Orleans, is the very, very poor that are living in there, who are in tents or trailers or different kind of makeshift homes. And even like in Sri Lanka with the tsunami, they had a law that you cannot build 300 meters, so you have to build 300 meters away from the sea. And of course, people didn't pay attention, and there was no follow up. So what happened? You could not see even the house. You could only see the well. Every house had a well in the middle. It turned out we go there, we could only see the well. There's nothing left. I mean, not even like a little sheep club or something. I mean, over there they don't use sheep club, but just a break or something. And look at how it's increasing. It's not showing any kind of improvement. Um, so it's something for us to be mindful, and it's part of our model. And we spoke later on this afternoon how individually we're always improving our connection with Mother Earth, and have stuff and plastics that will have silver fork, and we have the fork to wash the fork with that. And we're thinking different ways to recycle your topic and other day, or you can bring with you your water container next time, or drinking container so you can use that. So these are some of the ways we're trying to be more mindful. The third area that is battled and is really affecting us extremely is extremism. We have seen, even from the malignant conflict that's going on in Syria, that no one is able to find any solutions as of yet. It's it's affecting us because of the extreme views and controversy between two, three, four sects of Islam and the general Middle East politics that America has, and the trying to take advantage of the Middle East by taking their oil and putting them in the past. Makes me wonder, this is how I see it. Please share your opinions about the situation that I've been talking with two chefs, the chef and Anula. One is Sunni and one is Shia, these are the different sects that are in um, war and conflict at this time. And we're trying to, I'm trying to get at trying to have one of their mullahs and then that is the religious that and come together to talk because none of us is the Bible and there's some things that are trying to uh, so literal about the Quran and trying to have, you know how Christians have a pope and I don't know, does Judaism have is there one on who gives about that's like the very orthodox they have their religion, they have their so there is no one that was leadership of the end. No. So yeah. So there's that's the creating a lot of problems because there is no accountability. Every step is starting their own path, starting their own work, and interpreting is totally wrong, and that's a lot of our problems are created. There's of course the Christians also like extremism, Muslim Buddhist extremism too, and extremism within the practices and the competition between different groups you're following. Orthodox Judaism, Hasidism, even when I was in Israel, they were complaining that they had the locals that had problems because the Jews were not approving the restful for years before because those things so on a Saturday and they were sitting themselves in other fees and so it's a problem in every religion and obsession with technology and dominance. Just of this, I don't know, this competition or pressures. Oh, you have to have, okay, it was email and website, then you went to Facebook, then now you have to have Twitter. Now then there is some yet another some other links besides the LinkedIn. So it's like, okay, well, the rest of my responsibilities are not so we're just adding like the email is adding 4 hours a day, 700 emails. So where are we gonna find the time? This is like getting too obsessive. What did we do before? 10 years before. We actually did phone calls. I do. I love calls. We miss. Yes. We have voicemail. So you're like somebody calling you're gone, you're gone. Yeah. But it's also the time when somebody that's like, yeah, so it's your time. But I think that this actually creates down my concept. That's why you don't need to I think it is because people behind I think it's a wow. I think that but I don't know well they're disconnected. Yeah, it's like every time yeah, I was visual. But if it's like building it, it's not the one that it was. I don't know. Maybe you get a book and then you feel rewarded. No. No. You get a heart and a smile. You feel rewarded. I better get it twisted. Okay, I'll tell you. Sometimes. That's like a creative meal. That's why we do it. When we come together, so we'll do a lot of hugging. So the thing is, also you have to be mindful of your bedrooms because I have a friend who said that he's having problems with it. So we talk on the phone, like this, magnesium, and Vonvo.com, and some B12, and the best friend for having my head, so stay great, having my head. So he goes, okay, I was passing by. I said, well, let me come up and see the furniture. I went up and I went to the bedroom and there was like 8 things were charging or flickering. There was a cell phone, 2 laptops. I'm like, okay, in 1 month of one, you can, oh, I'm running 2 things at the same time. Then his iron was there, was plugged too. There was a stereo plug. His TV was going. I don't know. There was like 10 things flickering. I'm like, oh, I can't even sit still here. How could you sleep here? This is your bedroom. You gotta shift everything out. Oh no, I can't. He said, no, you gotta shift everything out. So now he's very well. He doesn't have all those things. It's important for us to create that healthy boundary inside of all this stuff, outside of that. So I mean, also it's other obsessions. After time your stuff, Starbucks or something, then you change and have the community or some other thing for yourself. So those kinds of, see if you can change things around and do things differently. The fifth shadow is the corruption from the government, from media, the way like all of a sudden something becomes the truth and then some issue drops. Wow, this issue is still very much alive. It's dropped, it's not discussed. Um, and all the pornography obsession is created a lot of us now. Um, the internet accessibility. I mean, I turned the internet. So this is my brother post on Facebook 2 days ago. He says, I don't know what's going on. I changed my status from single to engaged. And all of a sudden, I'm getting a lot of advertisements of Russian brides. And I go, well, I didn't change my status, and I'm not, I'm a woman, I'm a single woman, and I am getting Russian brides for years now, and I get it every other day, and even though I put span and everything. So he was saying, what is this about Russian brides? And of course, it was like 30 comments about half of them, the man wanted, oh, you're lucky. Where are those Russian brides? I want some. And those kind of sexist jokes. And the other one saying, oh, that's interesting. There's some kind of follow-up. These changes, once you are on these search engines, they are actually follow-up. Yes, yes, there are also, well, clients have said that they ordered something for their neighbor, the hearing aid. Now she's getting, well, she's only 40 years old, she's getting all hearing aid advertised from bazillion other companies, not the one that she, helped her neighbor who doesn't have internet yet. And there's no privacy anymore. Everybody knows everything and can manipulate. So the corruption is also from the government because the main manipulation comes from the government in terms of information. We never receive honest, truth, and transparent communication. And the same with media and the government. They could be just saying the opposite of what they're doing with the space state. They would say that, oh, this is what happened with certain people, but that is totally accurate. And we are supposed to be the best country. I mean, we travel to over 50 countries. It is in a way, living-wise, better country abroad, but even within our country, these problems are very prevalent. And part of the whole shadow is also the domestic violence, and um, it's not just in Africa and Middle East; it happens here, and it's affecting the children as well as family units. It's less than before, but it's still on average, 4 women are murdered every day by their male partners, and this is in the US of A, which is very disturbing. Just to take a break and have a quotation from Khalid Gibran about giving. You give but little when you give up your possessions. It is when you give up your heart that you truly give. And now that Thanksgiving is next week, and also the whole giving with holidays, be mindful of how you from your heart, even when they are gifts, and things that you can create or you can think about ways to honor and celebrate others. In domestic abuse, we're talking about several different levels: the physical, sexual, economic, and economic abuse in Africa, Middle East, and even Latin America, in terms of women having less money, even though they do a lot of the work, women not being able to get the loans from the bank unless they have a male co-signer. Women cannot open businesses, the emotional abuse, the psychological abuse. I mean, some of the abuse we can see, and of course, some extreme Muslims saying they say this is not abuse, and that they even say that women are happy wearing these things. But this woman, particularly, I took her picture. She almost fell because the sidewalk in the back, she couldn't see it because she basically covered head to toe. And that's not what the Quran says at all. So that's what the men interpret it this way. And the women have to follow that because they have more authority than we have also the natural disasters, we'll focus on the other one, other stages. This is while we were working on Hurricane Katrina, and we have the generational impact of trauma, where it passes on from the parents to the children. Uh, we have worked with the Bosnian impact of Bosnian War, and this was a year after the war ended. We went there because there was mass graves that were held, and the parents had to uh, for the survivors' families needed to be uh, helped in their grieving process. And it just astonishes me human, inhuman. As you see the number 18, the skull is here, and the body parts are like 40, 50 kilometers away in another accident. And they tried to perhaps hide and cut apart and spread it around. I really don't understand, but um, this is my background. My father was a survivor of the Ottoman Turkish genocide, and uh, the whole area was Armenia here, and now it's Turkey. And Ottoman Empire for 500 years dominated that area. Brother, Albania as well, yeah. And then slowly, one by one, countries became independent: Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Albania, and then Armenia was still under their influence. And then they thought, oh, now our movement are going to stand up and upright and they're going to use their legs, but that without that people use more of the part. So they went and killed 2 million Armenians and threw the rest of them in the Arabian desert and the rest of them have on those side as well. And the East hemisphere, here are how they look like. We have some oils, some of the schematics, we have some start of that left hand there if you want to take selfies out and also the rescue spray. The spray you can just spray on your tongue, and the other one is a pastel with like a candy. Um, as Eleanor Roosevelt said, we have to face the fact that either all of us are going to die together, or we're going to learn to live together, and we are going to live together. We won't have to hope. Um, one of the things that hold us back that we may not want to talk is either we're going to cry, we're emotional, or we're angry. We don't want to blow up. And a lot of times that's why people suppress and push their feelings down. Anger is a condition which the tongue works faster than the mind. You can change the past, but you can ruin the present by worrying over the future. Laughter is God's sunshine. Take time to laugh, or it is the music of the soul. Um, if you can distract yourself. And of course, forgive. You try to separate for giving so that you can emphasize the giving to the self, not giving to others. So you kind of separate. Never does the human soul appear so strong and noble as when it forgoes to men and dares to forgive them. And of course, the foundation is love. Because without love, we don't want to do anything. The important foundation is that we all love, and also Rumi has an interesting that all we want is the love, joy. All we want to experience is love, complete joy. There's a lot of religious and also the art references on forgiveness. We'll talk more about it. We'll focus on the 5 pillars of service as we are here to serve ourselves and serve the community at large and then the humanity. So we start with this divine father and mother, service to self, service to family, community, and global. Perhaps in this one, you can try to share what are the daily spiritual practices that one does. Because I think some people are so far good in timing. By good, I mean they are able to integrate physical caring to the body, like exercise, walking, or something like that, and maybe some emotional, like journaling, or the talking with friends or therapist. What are some of the spiritual service exercise that you do? You want to share that? Yes, because if we don't nurture, if we don't have a focus, you're going to wake up and start, I have to do this, and so that it's nighttime, I have to go to work, I have to take care of the family. you are not mindful of the practice, and the day is gonna go, the weeks are gonna go to go, and maybe someday I'll go to temple. Bye. Great. So we're talking about how we what are our practices of people and if you don't have one, one service to self, self-service. Even Colby talks about in his book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective Research, sharpening the soul. The soul is us, and if we're going to use the soul, we would benefit if it's sharp and sharper, and so if we would tell ourselves, help serving your family members. Now, family could be sort of very warm, nurturing place, or it could be a place of conflict and negative is something that you have to come to a positive place of serving the family members with empathy and compassion. A lot of times, they like sense and nurturing and loving and having other events from there and they can start and start in many cases support factors. So we need to be more mindful to education and service to community. And a lot of what the work that we do is although we start larger community, um, being conscientious of the environment, the um, car or bicycle and recycling and eating healthy food if possible, organic, and looking at the head health every day without being more mindful of the environment around us. Um, Meaningful world activism starts with emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence. EQ is along the practice and the research where they have actually called the system in Harlem the intelligence. And those kids that had either issues with the police and they were run out and were missing classes, hiding classes, and creating problem in the community, they became really detectives and they started calling who were, and they really turned around and made their life positive. And the good thing is that also the recent times that it's not IT that is successful happy and centered and around us because IT cannot see both parties cannot change with whatever IT have and stuff with that. But in terms of you, you can see to also for autistic children, you can come to their 90s so we can learn it at any age, and it involves um, empathy is a major foundation of it. It's not only managing our own emotions, it's also being mindful and anger or negative emotions expressed by others. That's the important, the balance of you energetically, emotionally, how you are aligned with others, and how you can help others too to calibrate um, and to keep this strong emotional. Um, so I mentioned how IQ is fixed and we cannot change it or teach it by intent. It improves naturally by age, and there is a lot of research how they're able to even teach autistic children and older men and women. Um, it's very important that know first identify our feelings, and I will pass this around. This about managing your anger, this handout. Um, Usually people identify with angry, sad, and happy, three major feelings. So there's some other feelings underneath the anger, which is around um, highlighted with the names of feelings. Kindly look and see what is the feeling that you find yourself most frequently feeling that is underneath the anger. And then just put it somewhere in your notes. We will discuss it later. Knowing and really being insightful into your own issues, knowing your areas or areas that need development or sensitive areas or what people call it buttons, one button, know your buttons, how you get activated or deactivated. This is interesting. From our president, George Washington, had to work hard to control his temper. Lincoln had to overcome his depression. He was depressed. Nixon could not control his feelings either. Clinton, this is funny, they was criticized for his full self-awareness. Every leader or activist must control and manage own passion and own areas of vulnerability before the moving on after that. Um, we emphasize empathy in everything we do because that's the only way we're going to be able to help one another. But the interesting outcome of work is that the more traumatized the are the people, they are the ones that are emphasized. So with no emotional availability, the person is so much involved and busy with their own emotions and that they're unable to put aside and able to address and engage with somebody else. So that's the huge issue. And that's one of the problems that the Jews and Israeli and Palestinian issues not being resolved because both nations are traumatized. When both nations are traumatized, they can't help one another. Or they can't go on for reasons I am getting protected, and the other one is saying back in the country. They both say the same thing. And when we did workshops, it's very ironic. They both are saying the same thing. We're afraid, Israelis would say, we're afraid we don't know when somebody will have suicide bombs, although it hasn't been for a long time. And the Palestinians say, we're afraid we don't know when they're going to kill them, when they're going to, how long they're going to be at checkpoints. So exactly same complaints, and that's how they can be empathic with one another. They can't overcome this, and it's been going on for years. And balancing the load is very important for us as people that are in service, because if you, 20 years ago, I suffered from severe um, anemia and mono because I was in emotional betrayal from one of the missions. The partners that I was looking to was 2 years ago for the devastating earthquake. He said that he would have the data and also entered by his secretary, and then we would publish together. And then all of a sudden, I kept on going and going, and he would have answered my calls. He published by himself with the data. And then the footage that I saved, and I gave him a copy, I had a copy. He went to CPS and they did the documentary, and they used my footage, there was not even my name there. So those two things together, it was like it gave me some, I shut down, I couldn't control my mind. So it's important to always be mindful of me first, and then taking care of other people, other reasons, or all secondary because you're the individual and you have to and that was that's important. And always question, here we're very open and transparent, and even during lectures, you can discuss at any time because it's very much interactive how to do sessions and people also working on using the mental notes. Here are some social centers. Just in the world, it's just like a we have put on, the leaders um, act with each letter coinciding with some of the characteristics, conscious awareness that we emphasize, aware of what other people are thinking and feeling, aware of one's own emotions, a realistic self-assessment, and then assess where your weaknesses. Don't trust yourself when you know you are confused or conflicted or weak or maybe you have enough or don't be led straight by negative emotions like anger and fear. Discuss bad memories from the past, anxiety, and don't bottle up what you really think, and don't harbor secrets. Resist images of worst case scenario. We look at crisis as the Chinese symbols that describe what a crisis is, and there are two symbols. One signifies opportunity, and the other one danger. Now, the danger is when we do not learn the lesson and not take this opportunity, and we don't learn from the situation, and therefore it's danger for us that it's going to happen again and again until we get it, until we get the lesson. And then you will see, once you get the lesson, you don't have to repeat that, whatever the pattern is. And I've had the clients talk about relationships. I don't know why, this third boyfriend is very controlling again. They never change. So those kinds of, this is the three time, they come up with these things where there are three negative things and they go, okay, now it's three. No, I'm done now. So, yeah, three. So I'm grateful and want to really celebrate my teachers, mentors, Victor Franco. And he really went through the suffering of Auschwitz and lost his whole family members, including his wife. But he came out not bitter, but came out positive with sense of humor, extreme humor, sharing how that was a learning experience for him and made meaning out of that. And his focuses on disease orientation, which is part of logotherapy, what logotherapy is about. And he's an extremely unique person because a lot of people like him were interested in Auschwitz, and they kept saying, "Oh, this is terrible," before the year is over, or before Christmas, we're gonna die. And he goes, "Sure enough, for the holidays, they died. Not because he's a physician. He said not because they had something to die about or somebody killed them. No, they died because they had already put that mindset." So meaning-centered therapy, I would recommend everyone who hasn't read Mental Okay, please, is something that I would really highly recommend. That if I recommend the four books today, I think the first one would be the Joe Franco, and Search for You. He has over 30 books, but this is that's the introductory one. And then I would recommend the Four Agreement by Miguel Lewis. It's really a monster of life. It's the norm of life. And then the third one I would say is Dale Carnegie, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, which is the really old book, but it's like as if it was yesterday, with wonderful examples. And I'll stop there. The other book, the fourth book I'll mention because we're going to talk about it. So a lot of us, we can start by disarming ourselves, and ironically, 2 years ago there was a disarmament conference at the United Nations, and they rejected my paper in the beginning. So when I followed up, then they said it was nuclear. They were focusing on nuclear stuff. And my argument was that, listen, the nuclear sensors are not born from other nature. So a man is making all these lethal weapons. So a man needs to first disarm so that you don't start building the negativity believes empty waste all of our and here's our data. So can you just mention who was using the what you have identified in the other side? Shame, push, frustration, disappointment, jealousy, frustration, worry, yes, yeah. But the important thing is that we don't lose them. Yes, but if you notice, there is one or two that we are more habitual of than others. And it comes from our also personality. Like when it is for frustration, it's that it's the outcome. It's the outcome of you're expecting something, and what is available is not meeting your expectations, so there's some kind of imbalance. So how can you tailor or buy, edit your expectations? Exactly. I mean, I often like, exactly. Um, and worry, like the fear or things that are usually either based on what old experiences or things that we have heard. So it's really to embrace that childlike curiosity and science to the individual. And for each one, we can maybe later on in the afternoon go into this. So what I like to focus on the next half hour is on forgiveness, how important that is for us, for self-forgiveness, so that we can move on easily and not be attached and not judge ourselves, as well as not judging others. Um, so a lot of people are a little confused about forgiveness, and they connect forgiveness with the act, let's say the genocide or incest or the rape. Forgiveness is not really letting go responsibility of the trauma of the act. It's not forgiving the act, forgiving the person who was not my mind, who was not my soul, who was not conscious, who was not there. And because we're empathizing with them, when we know that they're human and they're fallible and they're making mistakes. Yes, some mistakes are huge, like genocide and incest and so on. But either way, we have to be able to look at it and still there are people behind that. And for us to be able to understand that, this is a wonderful diagram that Victor Campos students I took a class with as well. Elizabeth Lucas from Germany put together. So it starts with number one, I am what I am as a spiritual being. Number two, I can't determine what I wish from the world. So I'm not even going to presume, I'm going to be fairness because, I don't know that. But that's where this is helping us. Number three, as a spiritual being, however, I am more than a reader in the world because I'm a sender too. And when I send, I can determine what I want to send to the world. That is the only thing that I can determine. And that becomes very challenging for that. And number five, what I send into the world also also determines something about who I am myself. And six, a negative input I receive from outside, yes, it's painful, but a positive output I send into the world keeps me well, even when I'm in. So this is something that our whole work is about this, this diagram. That yes, life, what's the social thing? They say. Life gives you a yes. And when we have lemons, you cannot expect that we're going to have a sweet banana. So to expect that, okay, there are some lemons. So to taper our expectations and not to assume that everybody is going to make their lemonade like you and I and all the others. But there are some people who are not going to be able to do that. To be able to accept that and have that mindset that what's wrong with you? How can you turn out to make lemonade? So what's going on? So yeah, this is a wonderful framework in our mindset. So starting with self, or starting with gratitude. So sometimes people have told me they're having difficulty forgiving themselves. They can forgive others for those behaviors and they're very judgmental to themselves. Um, Now, as the other misconception is that, oh, well, I already forgave a month ago, I can't forgive this today. I've had clients that tell me that. How it works. It's not enough I suffer. Now you're asking me to do something else? Ask them. Well, they're not here. They're not working. So they're out to lunch. They're mindless or not conscious. So we have to work whether it's ready to work, and to sit and expect somebody else to change. There is detached forgiveness, there's limited forgiveness, there's full forgiveness. And forgiveness is not necessarily connected to reconciliation. I know our book is entitled Forgiveness and Reconciliation, and the publisher wanted that. We have a long, drawn out back and forth argument about it. They want a reconciliation there. You can choose to forgive and decide that the person is not healthy for you. You don't want to live. Sometimes you don't even find the speaker or you don't have a witness. Of course, it would be wonderful if in an ideal situation, it, it would be wonderful if the perpetrator acknowledges you did and you build a new relationship and you move on to transform other conflicts. But there are some obstacles in life that is not that fully blossom. not something that because interesting in Pittsburgh and for the genocide, 1950s, there were people not wanting to gather roles, telegrams, and still stuff, and walking on. Um, that people, um, so we came to and it was very kind of really sitting around like this about 30 minutes away from and basically most of them were over 60 or older people. And I could see them people while they're trying to ask questions. One is tears rolling down, the other one is angry because the other and the other one I thought, I calmed down because I thought it was a heart attack. It was like puffing and he's overweight and it was like I thought he was an emergency right there. Feel all the emotions right there and I was like trying to be empathic about him, saying, oh my god, this guy is 1/3 home around the Armenians and his grandpa is the one who gave the order to kill everybody. And he is all yeah, yeah. So it is a very interesting experience there. The pull and uh, push, the pull and the push. Uh, there's this the historical hatred that we have in this mind to Wikipedia and or all this writing, all the info, and then hearing from them that they were traumatized for themselves, that relationship with their mother, uh, they were coming from two different areas, the mountains, Georgia, not about any other another state, and here, doing exactly what they hear to others. So it's very interesting to see this. And I didn't read the book except the 10 pages yet. The pages that I read is talking about his own, uh, how he had no idea what was going on until he's 70 years old. And he went to university because in Turkey everything is changed around. They write the history book that are so they, not only they don't know what the ancestors did, but they have hatred for that unnecessarily because they're decided still 350,000 Turks. So that's the reason why he was taught that something like this and his grandpa is taught that he has no. So 10 years ago, so he's a journalist and he connects with my friend John, his journalist, who was shot by a student. And when he gets shot, the grandson decides, I'm gonna write that the genocide happened. While his whole government is behind him, they could very well put him in prison and but he gets set to kill because of that. It happens and You can say it here. I think it's much better. You don't need to.
I'm saying it here. I'm saying I can only say it with family and friends. They prove it.
Exactly. And in our practice, we constantly practice this, depending on whoever identifies with it. Maybe I'm not identified. Well, we just talk about pronunciation. My friends who are killed as an infant in Turkey and that is funeral. The good thing is that Kirk also came out to the street, and I don't know if you see that thing they're holding, black and white. It says we all are humans with Quran. So they made a big statement by coming out, like thousands of them, and protested. That was the funeral. And every year they do that at this memorial. They all come out, and now there's a foundation. That's the reason he wrote the book. He came out. He didn't know. When he found out, that Saddam was killed, then everything started opening up. He started researching and found out about. So moving on towards forgiveness, Gandhi says, when I despair, I remember that to retrieve the way up to that love has always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they seem invincible, but in the end they always fall, they suffer always. And also says you just need to want to be in the world and others. The reason never forgive forgiveness is a past without love is gone. And it's not about saying I'm better than you kind of a thing. It's just it's the misconception is that forgiveness or you're not really or you're really forgiven. Angry, I'm tough. And a lot of male propaganda and gun propaganda goes to that. Like, men don't forgive. It says in the ad, men um, don't open doors. Then, what was the third one? Men, men don't cry. Men don't cry, exactly. That's the huge thing. So they're creating this, top kind of image with the boys, and we're losing the boys. It's like around, come out of the world. You post it, and this guy is right. Basically, and right on the bottom, it says, team is good if I could find that. Maybe I'll put it up. Yes, yes. I like this quotation of Dickens. Have a heart that never hardens, temper that never tires, and a touch that never hurts. That's three times over the. And well, we also respect and very much how we go with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. But unfortunately, those of you that are going to be working with them, you're going to see that this is the books. This was very nice. It's like really holistic. Covers everything. We have rights up to to do, right for our belief system, right for shelter, right for housing, right for everything, but nobody is practiced. So it's important to be mindful and try to share that and remind people. Like when we go to other countries, I remind people that if your country has signed and signed something like that, your government has to provide you with free education and the laws. You have to come out and march, peacefully, peacefully. So if you're right, then your government has to do it, and governments are notorious the world. So most of our efforts have been to try to explain how forgiveness is helpful to the person who is forgiving. It doesn't need to be communicated with the other person. It's an individual, private, process where you finally make sense and say, hey, with love, and you can reverse others. One other thing that the analogy we use is believing. Someone is yelling or they're saying negative things to you or they're trying to hurt you, it's because they are in that. They are really, just imagine the gushing of blood coming out of their body and what we do for love and love, right? So do the same with emotional when they're yelling. A lot of people say, can you imagine? How dare he, she, whatever. He was yelling and blah, blah, blah. And he was like expecting me to do this. They can do that. You don't have to reply here. It's about how you look at it and not react, respond. This is very interesting. He that cannot forgive others breaks the bridge over which he himself must pass if he would ever reach heaven or enlightenment. For everyone has a need to be forgiven. Very important that we are making ourselves, we are creating a hell basically for ourselves, and another nicer hell, nicer looking hell with blue walls, but and the hell is not the way it looks. It's your inner emotion. Oh yes. So the process is the 7 step process. Right, right. And looking at how first of all is discharge. Well, when we get to the 7th step, we'll talk more about it. Forgiveness is shifting from automatic ego or knee-jerk reaction. What's the knee-jerk reaction? The physician does this and you lift the leg. There's no thought, no mindfulness, nothing. It's automatic. Now, that's similar with some reactions, like somebody yells and the other one yells louder than the first one. So those are some of the ego reactions that we need to be more mindful to a non-reactive, conscious response of empathy, considering that the other person is also a human being, perhaps not mindful. So that's what we believe that we have to break down the reactiveness that in fact, yes, if you are in danger, somebody is hitting you, yeah, you will protect yourself. That's the first. But when it's emotional, you also, if you feel like it's too much, you would then say, set some limits and say, it seems like this is not a good time for us. So I'll call you in 15 minutes or in 15 days or next year. And it has been a journey. We've been talking about this, and you're right in terms of tsunami, the Nazi thing that you said, because 20 years ago when I started talking about forgiveness, my community did bash me this doctor is misguided and she is giving us the wrong diagnosis and wrong intervention. Most probably she didn't suffer enough, and that's the reason, or she's naive, and the other one she's, like she doesn't know better. All kinds of articles were written everywhere. So, but now, yeah, the 20 years they changed, they transformed. Now they're saying how important it is, and they acknowledge it, and they know that we have programs that they're doing, focusing on forgiveness. And the fourth book that I wanted to mention is Bert Hellinger's book, Peace Begins in the Soul, in our individual soul, in your soul. So he's the grandfather of family constellation, which is another very important therapeutic modality that is very exciting. He's the founder of that therapeutic modality, family constellation. We have invited him to do some constellation on Holocaust and genocide. Lecturing even in Turkey and being threatened to be killed there. We'll talk about that another time. So let's quickly look at what the different religions say about forgiveness and so Judaism believes that God also demands justice, but it's very interesting. There is a particular process and expectation that return to proper behavior and relations with the injured parties and with God, and the person has to acknowledge what they did something wrong, apologize to the person they harmed, compensate them when possible, and not do it again. And then God can only forgive one for the sins the one has committed against God, which is why it's necessary for you also to seek the forgiveness of these people who they have wronged. So both Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the annual periods of prayer and penitence, and a lot of my friends exchange notes saying, if I have done anything, and so on. So there is a particular expectation of certain stages. But the Jainism has our previous intercoordinator is the same, believes in nonviolence and universal compassion, believes that life consists of interactions between soul and its environment. Followers of Jainism honor a day devoted to forgiveness, and they have this Shamavani, which is called the Forgiveness Day, and they do prayers on that day. This is as much as I know, it's a section of part of Hinduism. Yeah, so it's called Jainism. It's not that much difference, in terms of the practice. Mira, yeah. But they don't have a lot of. They go to the temple and they pray, and they don't have a lot of statues and things like that. So, but it's something for us to look into. Yes, yes, yes. Open up this prayer book and like he spoke this one and spoke that one, and right, it's so exciting. Christianity and forgiveness, when his words, Jesus' words from the book was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I think these are the first words of mindfulness that I have Lord who's in us. So it's a reciprocal give and take, and um, it's infinite time because it's 7 times 7 ongoing. Islam also in the Quran talks about forgiveness and mercy, and in fact, when you do a search, there's much more, like twice more mercy and forgiveness in Quran, like almost 1,800 times, as opposed to 600 or something. Yeah, there was like incredible difference in the Quran in terms of words of mercy and forgiveness were more frequently mentioned there. But there's no particular process. It's just, there's some expectation, like Judaism,